Leveling up. Extreme business growth through raising your game. When what was once extraordinary becomes ordinary, you know you've leveled up.
Hello and welcome to the Leveling Up Podcast with me, George Swift. The Leveling Up Podcast is here to give you the personal development, the entrepreneurial development and the business growth that you, the ambitious business owner, desires. I'm here to give you the inspiration, the motivation and above all else to challenge your aspirations to take you and your business to the next level. Today it is Friday and therefore it is our Friday 5-minute fix. They are never 5 minutes, however they are always on a Friday and they are more bite-sized episodes for you to consume at your leisure on a Friday, to take into your weekend, to ponder and then maybe to come out on Monday and apply all guns blazing. Today I wanted to bookend this week's theme of intent. And to summarize, this week we have been looking at why it's so important to have intent, the power of having kick-ass intent. I also shared on Wednesday how you can actually boost your levels of intent. I broke it down into the 3 elements of what makes up intent. So we looked at commitment, we looked at focus, and we looked at discipline. We looked at the gaps in our game around those 3 areas and what we can do to plug those gaps so that we can have more kick-ass intent. If you haven't listened to those episodes, I definitely recommend them to you. However, you will still get a load out of this episode on its own. You might want to go back and listen to those before you listen to this, or you might just want to carry on listening and then go back and pick them up in your own time. But a key ingredient I kept coming back to when we were looking at intent was agenda. And it was about having a crystal clear agenda. In other words, knowing exactly what it is that you're going for, why you're going for it and everything else. So today what I wanted to do was really break down that agenda because of course I'm saying to you, have a crystal clear agenda. And I didn't actually share with you what an agenda was or how to actually have one. So today it's going to be a real quick entry and an overview into agenda. I will definitely do longer episodes on this in the future because it's a important part of achieving success. You have to know what the hell it is you're even achieving. However, today I'm going to share with you the top level, and that is there are 3 core components that make up a crystal clear agenda, and you need all 3 in place if you want to have a cast iron agenda. So very quickly, the first one is what? What is it you're going for? What is it you're creating? What's the outcome? What is it you're trying to do? What is it you're trying to achieve? Makes sense? It's the what. Okay, the second is the why. Why are you doing it? Why is it important to achieve this? Why are you even there? You know, the bigger picture. Why do you exist as a human being even? You know, the purpose behind you, the purpose behind your business, you know, an individual meeting. Why am I in this meeting? What am I here to achieve? Why am I here? Really important. The why is the fuel behind the what. So the what is the Ferrari, the why is because the speed and the roar and the passion and the and the adrenaline and how I'm going to feel. That's all the why. It's the juice behind the what. Make £1 million. Okay, I get that. It's just, make £1 million. That's the what. The why is that so important to you? Does that make sense? What is that in turn going to give you? So why have £1 million? Because it will give me the Ferrari. Okay, that's another what. But it's also serving as a why. So you say, okay, so the why is I have a Ferrari, but why is the Ferrari so important? Because the feeling and the pack makes sense. So the whys fuel up the whats. The third part of having a crystal clear, therefore a cast iron agenda, is how. How are you going to achieve it? It's the plan, it's the process, it's the strategy, it's the methodology. It's all very well saying, I want to achieve £100,000. I want to be a millionaire. I'm going to be a millionaire. Put it out there as the what. That's part of your crystal clear agenda. We're going to make £1 million this year. Okay, that's crystal clear. That's a crystal clear what, but unless you have enough why behind that, why is it so important? Why is it so essential? What's the purpose behind that? You're going to lack agenda. You'll lack the power of agenda. And of course, if you have a load of reasons why it's so important to you, because I can do all this good and it will buy me these nice things and I can, support my kids in certain ways and I can grow the business and I can create all this amazing good in the world. Brilliant. Love it. If you don't know how to achieve it, you've got a weak agenda. So you might know exactly what you want, you might know exactly why you want it, but if you don't have a plan, a strategy, you don't have a methodology for achieving it, then of course you still have a weak agenda. So the three core components that make up having a crystal clear agenda and therefore having a cast iron agenda is actually the what, the why, and the how. In any goal that you set, it needs to be clear on what it is you're going for. You need to have real powerful reasons for achieving it, and you need to know how you're going to achieve it. Have those three things in place, and you have a kick-ass agenda. You have a cast iron agenda. Now you take that agenda and then you piggyback that onto the stuff that we were talking about earlier this week about intent. So now you bring in discipline, now you bring in focus, now you bring in your commitment. Now you have real power. Power that will turn you into an absolute force of achievement. It will give you the focus and the clarity, the certainty that your unconscious needs to be able to unleash all you have in terms of your time, your money, your energy to achieve and complete these goals. And of course, the bigger the objective, the bigger the goal, the bigger the vision, the more you need to commit to that, the more you need to commit your time, your money, your energy, and your unconscious just won't let that go unless it has real certainty that it's worth it, a real certainty behind what it's going for, where can it apply those resources, what's it going to get back in return. So you can have all the intent in the world, but if you don't have an agenda, then all that intent is wasted. If you have a crystal clear agenda and you have a cast iron agenda, the what, the why, and the how, but you have no intent, you have no discipline, focus, or commitment, then again, it's pointless, it's worthless. These two things go together incredibly powerfully. I'll definitely do some more episodes on this content, but for now, just to plug the gap in the sessions that we ran earlier this week, it's really powerful stuff. Make sure you got that agenda. We talked about, people that personified intent that might not necessarily be big characters or large in life characters, or, physically they can be, quite meek and mild. We talked about Mother Teresa. We talked about Gandhi. We talked about Mo Farah. These people have unbelievable levels of intent, right? But I promise you this, they also have a cast iron agenda that they are following. There's a path they're following. They know where they want to get to. They know why it's so important to them. That's what keeps them getting up, training every day, overcoming injuries, making the huge sacrifices that they need to make. And ultimately, they have a strategy for achieving it. They have a coach, they have a training regime, a training plan, a nutritionist. They have a plan, a methodology, a strategy for achieving their audacious goal of winning gold medal at an Olympics. So tap into that intent, get yourself a cast iron agenda, and unleash yourself in your business onto the world and be a force for good for creating the change that you want to create in your life, those people around you, your clients, and maybe even the world at large. Have an awesome weekend. If you find yourself with some time in your hands and you haven't yet done the 6-figure fast track, it's a webinar, it's a masterclass waiting for you right now, completely free of charge. I've created it with the 5-figure service-based business in mind. In other words, the service business that is achieving 20, 30, maybe 40 or 50,000 in revenue, but you haven't yet hit 100K, and you want to know what's it going to take to hit 100 grand in the next 12 months or less. Go and check that out, completely free of charge. You'll find it at biggerbrighterbolder.co.uk/fast track. Go and check that out, and I'll put the link in the descriptions. I'll see you on Monday. Have an awesome one, and until then, as always, be successful.
Leveling up. Extreme business growth through raising your game. When what was once extraordinary becomes ordinary, you know you've leveled up.